we'll catch up with him here in the next, whatever it might be, few days. We talked to Dick for 43 minutes back in May, and we also had Dick on after the Heinsohn passing in November, so we figured, geez, we want to give Dick a little break, give us a little break, and, we'll get a little stale. But I need to add a few things here before we take a break and then get your calls in. This is one of the most underrated. No, I shouldn't say that. This is because I think the sportscaster and a sports fan knows how good he was. This is one of the most solid, steady, reliable. Those are the good three words I can come up with. Solid, steady, and reliable. That's it. Those words. Broadcasters in the history of sports broadcasting. How's that? I mean, this is a guy that's been on a national scene. I don't know the exact year. He did the Red Sox in 75. So he did the Game 6 of the World Series, of course, with the Fisk homer, the great laconic call, which won Game 6 and created the Game 7 of the Red Sox in 75. I mean, that is 45 years ago. This is a guy, and he started his career before that. But this is a guy who was as solid and as steady and as reliable and as versatile as they come. He could do hockey. He could do the NCAA. He can do a studio. He can do the play-by-play. He can do the halftime. He can do NBA postseason. He can do plenty of baseball. He can do NFL. He can do anything that you wanted him to do, he can do. Bottom line. Certainly a Hall of Famer. I mean, is he as decorated as Gowdy and Emberg? Probably not. Probably not. But as far as, and those two to me are the all-timers, but as far as his actual being there, chronicling what was in front of us for a variety of networks, CBS, TNT, Fox, and the fact that when you put the game on, you knew you were in good hands. If it was a Dick Stockton game, no matter who his analyst was, Billy Cunningham, Mike Fratello, any baseball guy you can think of, any young aspiring Fox analyst, they'd always put with Dick, whether they be, Mark Shareth, Rondé Barr, whoever it might be. You got to go a long way, and you got to search long and far to find a guy as steady as Mr. Stockton. I can tell you that. This is a guy that was at the 54. I think it was 12 at the 54 Giants-Indians game with the Mays catch in the stands that day, in the stands. Grew up in New York, loved the Giants, loved baseball, ended up doing the Red Sox, was great on TV 38 in Boston, CBS forever, Heinsohn forever. He got a lot of grief for those Lakers-Celtic rivalries, but he was the voice there. This is one of the all-time greats. And a hell of a career to last that long in this career. If you're a sports play-by-play guy, with all the the new bosses that come across, that the new presidents of the network who want to use their own guys, who bring in their own people, and for him to survive this long, that's a tremendous star on his lapel. Dick Stockton today retires. I think he's 78. I might be wrong. I'm not sure how old Dick was. But really, what a great broadcaster. And I've gone back to watch some of his games. He did a lot of the studio stuff when Brent did the NCAA, and then Brent did a lot of the studio stuff when Dick did the NBA in the 80s. All the baseball. I mean, really phenomenal. Dick Stockton today retires from Fox after an incredible run. We'll take a timeout. We continue, 15 after the hour. We come back here on Mad Dog Unleashed.